Hello all and welcome back to PopCast, the show where we try to cover all things pop culture. My name's Abby, I'm your host, and today we're going to be talking about the horror comedy musical Black Friday from Team Starkid and how the consumerism habits in Hatchetfield may not be as fictional as we think. And I am so excited. I've been a Starkid fan for the last couple of months now, and I don't know, they are really funny. They're really funny. They bring me a lot of joy, but they're also extremely heartbreaking. Like, if I'm having a good day, I'm watching, like, The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals or something. If I'm having a bad day, I'm watching Yellow Jacket. Like, and if I'm having a normal day, it's something else. But I'm super excited to be talking about this, especially with, like, the state of the world now and how, like, consumerism has been, like, such a big part of our lives since the pandemic, really, when we all started buying stuff, like, online. And now that's transitioned into the world. And even back then, like, think about the videos that we would see of people Black Friday shopping and just going insane, like physical fights. But I am super excited to be talking about this musical, and let's get into it. So if you do not know Black Friday, here's a little overview. Black Friday is a horror comedy musical produced by Team Starkid that ran in Los Angeles in late 2019. It has since been published to the Team Starkid YouTube channel. The show takes place in the fictional town of Hatchetfield, Michigan, where many of their other shows take place, such as The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, Nerdy Prudes Must Die, and Nightmare Time. The show follows several different characters as they experience the chaos that ensues when many try to obtain the newest product from Uncle Wiley Toys, the Tickle Me Wiggly. So, basically, Starkid, like, Hatchetfield is run by, like, these, like, demon-type things. I don't really know how to explain it, but they're called the Lords in Black. And there's 5 of them. Well, technically 6. So, there's Pokey, Blinky, Tinky, Nibbly, and Wiggly. And then there's Webby. But Wiggly is the main talking point of the show, but each of the Lords in Black have, like, their own thing. Like, Pokey is the guy who didn't like musicals. All of them are in Nerdy Prudes Must Die, and each of them have, like, their own specific Nightmare Time episodes type thing. Nightmare Time is, like, a web series they did over the pandemic. But Wiggly basically controls their minds, like, places them, like, under a spell. And obviously that stuff really isn't real that we know of in 2025. Like, that stuff really isn't real. But there are, like, things that are pretty similar to it that we're going to get into in this episode. So let's go over some comparisons from Hatchetfield to present day 2025. So in Black Friday, Wiggly represents the obsession and the want in that very moment. Like, in that very point in time on Black Friday, people just want this. And a way that is shown in the show is how one of the characters, Lex Foster, played by the incredible Angela Giortana, she talks about how she is an employee at the toy store that is selling the Wiggly dolls. And she talks about how she had only adults coming in and asking about Wiggly's, not a single kid. And there were no kids in that line. And, like, Wiggly does that where, like, there's something that she says about, like, adults have, like, more holes in their, like, life. And there's this line that she's like, you're 40, you probably think your life is over. And that's very funny. But yeah, it really represents, like, wanting in that very moment of Black Friday, like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And a way that is shown in our present day 2025 is through TikTok micro trends and how they die off within, like, a month. Like, some of the biggest examples are, like, Stanley Cups. Those were huge, like, late 2024, early 2025. Like, everyone needed a Stanley. There were, like, fights at Target. There were, like, new releases every single, like, month. And, like, these grown people were going out and just getting them. Like, they didn't really care. They just wanted a Stanley Cup. They didn't care how they were going to get it. They just wanted a Stanley Cup. Another way that is shown is, it's more recent, but Labubu dolls. Every single Starkid fan who has a social media has seen the comparison between Wigglies and Labubus. One, they're both ugly. They're both disgusting, and I don't want anything to do with either of them. One, because he's an eldritch being. Two, because it just terrifies me. But Labubu's, like, everyone was, like, selling Labubus. Like, there were, like, people trying to market off of making fake Labubus, aka Lafufus. And, like, all this stuff, people were just wanting, they didn't care how they were going to get it. They were going to get a Labubu, basically. And another one is, like, Drunk Elephant skincare and, like, the Sephora kids. Like, people were, like, making obviously so many jokes about that, but, like, it's terrifying. Like, these little kids are coming in and wanting retinol. I don't think I've seen, like, a Sephora video or, like, a kid at Sephora since, like, this summer. Like, things die off so quickly, and people don't care how they get one thing. They just know they're going to get it. And that's not healthy. I'll just say that. So, as I mentioned earlier, Wiggly, like, plants himself in people's brains, like in the adults' brains of Hatchetfield. And he doesn't force people, they just want him, you know? A way that is represented in 2025 is through social media algorithms. I was just talking about this recently. I've been getting into the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and I think I had followed a couple accounts that, like, I liked their D&D content. Like, I had followed the Dimension 20 from Dropout. I followed Hero Club, which I did a whole other episode on. Go listen to that. But, like, I had followed, I want to say 2 or 3 accounts, and now every single ad I get on Instagram is like, buy our dice set, buy our Critical Role merch. Like, and people make jokes about, like, oh, our social media hears us, but, like, they do. They really do. So, really, social media is a very big example, and they have that mentality, like, the advertising, big flashy advertisements, and they're like, buy this or you will be, like, left out. Like, I don't know, there were, like, these kids, going back to the whole Sephora kid thing, these kids were, like, judging fully grown people based off of the skincare they use and, like, if they use retinol, and they think they know so much more. And also, this is a joke, but it makes me think of that one meme that's like, I think I know more about American Girl doll than you do, genius. Like, that meme is so funny, but, like, it's like these freaking kids, like, they need these things. Like, I don't really know how else to word it, but just, like, big flashy advertisements that are like, and they, like, also plant it, they, like, flash at you so much that you're like, okay, I might as well just buy this so I can stop seeing it. Like, sure, you might have wanted it in the beginning, it just gets annoying after a while. Another way that this, but not phenomenon, it's very real. Another way of consumerism in Hatchetfield is that Wiggly is both a physical and a mental escape for like 2 of the big characters in the show. Like, I was talking about Lex Foster. She's like a 17-year-old girl. She's like wants to leave with her boyfriend and her sister and get out of her abusive parents' household, right? The only reason that she wants a Wiggly was to sell it so that she could leave. And she gets her hands on one of those Wigglies, and she says, I don't know the exact words, but she says to Tom in that final monologue I was talking about earlier, that she's like, yeah, I wanted a Wiggly to sell so I could get out of this town. And that is a physical escape for her. Wiggly is going to be the reason that she escaped Hatchetfield. And Tom had lost his wife the year prior on Christmas, and he was trying to get a Wiggly for his son. But he was so invested on getting this for his son that he didn't even think about, did my kid even mention him wanting this? Like, again, it's him taking over their brains, and, like, how Lex says, like, Wiggly fills people's holes and adults have more holes. Like, Wiggly just fills people's holes, and, like, he is a physical and a mental escape because Tom is in that mindset of, I'm getting this for my kid, and he didn't even have time to grieve or think about, does my kid really even want this? And a way that is showcased in 2025 is through the retail therapy and treat yourself mindset. I'm going to be honest, I've fallen victim to this. I have been like, oh, I did so good, like, on this test or something, so I'm going to get myself, like, an Alani or something. And, like, it gets to a point where, like, you're kind of only doing things to get that treat. And, like, it's a mental escape from what you're going through. Like, I've gone through a really tough time. I'm going to get myself this to make myself feel better. But that means after that, every single time you accomplish a small thing, you're just like, I need this treat or something. Like, and like, obviously that's very healthy, but like, it gets to a point. Like, obviously you deserve to celebrate yourself. If you did something that you are super proud of yourself, you deserve to celebrate yourself on that. But like, I don't know, like, after a while, if it just keeps happening and it's like, I brushed my teeth today. Like, if that's something big for you, biggest congratulations. I'm so proud of you. But just like, if it's like an everyday thing, like, I did this super small thing, I'm going to go drop $100 on something. Like, that's not very healthy. Like, sure, it's a mental escape, but it's not healthy. Like, you're going to be losing money. And like, every single time you do something small, you just like, I get a treat after this. Like, it's not that good for you, really. So another way that this confuses the world of Starkid and 2025 present day is that Starkid on Black Friday this year did a partnership with U2's, the little figurine things, and they released a Poke plush. And if you are on Starkid TikTok at all, you know what I'm talking about. I want to say I saw 2 people that are like, oh my God, I got it. And everyone else was just like, did not get it. Like, it sold out so quickly. And like, sometimes I look back and I'm like, did people not really learn anything from this show? Because the freaking, not to sound like crazy, but the physical villain of Black Friday is Wiggly, right? The villain of Black Friday is freaking capitalism. Like, sometimes I'm like, did people not really get the whole point of this show? Like, I don't know, man. But yeah, those released and like, bada bing, bada boom, it was gone. Like, it was crazy. Like, I think I saw like 2 to 3 people be like, oh my God, I got it. And everyone was like, what do you mean you got it? I got on there at like 3:01 or 12:01 and whenever it released, and it was gone. Like, people are crazy, man. So now we're going to dive into some song representation in the show and like more like physical things that are like said in the show that like could be represented as not either as the same thing or as something else, like that have like a hidden meaning in nowadays. So now we're going to start off with the Tickle Me Wiggly jingle. This is the opening number of the show. It's like an infomercial type thing that's like, get this Wiggly, and it's like a catchy jingle that catches your ear and traps, like it keeps playing and playing. Like, I bet you if you like watch like TV or YouTube or anything, there is an ad that you have seen multiple times and you're like, I don't care, like this is crazy, like why do I keep getting this ad and blah blah blah. But you know it, like it's like instilled in your brain and you know it like almost word for word. And something that one of the side characters of the show, Paul, says is, it's mania, Emma, like a spell. Hello? Yes, it is. Like, obviously, physically, yeah, Wiggly is like casting a spell on Hatchetfield and be like, you all want me and all that stuff. But like, there are like, I've seen so many people just buy stuff off of YouTube ads. Like, after like, I like, this song is really catchy, I'm gonna like buy the product. Like, it's like catchy marketing tactics. Like, you take, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Like, you make something so catchy and so like not really irresistible, but kind of, and like just keep playing it over and over and over again. Like, I have an example of it that I just thought of. I don't know if this was last year's Super Bowl or the year before, but the Temu ad that kept playing over and over again, and it is so much money to run Super Bowl ads. Like, they're iconic, but like I think someone did the calculations, it played like over 10 times during the Super Bowl, and like that's crazy, dude. Like, and now Temu is making a bunch of money. Like, another song is Feast or Famine. This is when we start to see the madness really take over this mall and these characters and be like going insane for this freaking toy, right? And one of the lyrics from it is literally, take what you want, return what you get. it's like people are never going to be happy with what they get, you know? And another song, which is going to be our final song, is titled Made in America. I really don't even need to go into explanation, like, but I will give you a lyric from the song. You may ask why the doll? Well, that's all it takes when you're made in America. That kind of shows us something, right? Yeah. So, it just is straight up saying, like, Americans, y'all succumb to advertising. You, like, grovel so not grovel, but, like, you, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for? You, like, succumb to something so easily. Like, you guys are gullible, basically, is what they're saying, is, like, Americans are gullible and you will buy whatever you will buy whatever we sell you. Like, I can't really deny that. But just that song is crazy. I highly recommend you go listen to the soundtrack or watch the show. It's available on Team Starkid's YouTube channel. It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes, but it is also insanely entertaining. Like, I know I've kind of been like, they crapped us, like, the whole time, but this is probably my favorite Starkid show, personally. It is so, so good. I highly recommend you go watch it and listen to the soundtrack and watch every single other Hatchetfield show because they are all insanely good. And watch every other Starkid show. Like, they are insane. I'll just say that. Thank you so, so much for tuning in. This episode was so much fun to record, so much fun to write. And I'm so happy that I get to share my love of Starkid with the world. And again, Black Friday and every single other Hatchetfield musical, besides The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals reprise that should be coming soon, it's available on Team Starkid's YouTube channel. All the soundtracks are also available on Spotify. And if this, like, topic sounded interesting to you, let me know, and I would love to do another Starkid episode. Make sure to follow along with the show wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Bye!